Therefore, much of the information in Rijal studies can be contradictory. You might find that one hadith scholar highly praises an individual while another strongly criticizes them. Similarly, one may label someone as a kafir while another refrains from doing so. Such vastly different evaluations exist. Consequently, the science of jarh wa ta'dil is one of the most challenging fields, as personal preferences play a significant role. At least for today, the information found in jarh wa ta'dil or tabakat books must be subjected to cross-references and verification. The sources of such information need to be critically examined. Let us not pass without giving an example. For instance, the student of Imam al-Azam, Nuh bin Abi Maryam. For instance, it is said that this person fabricated a hadith about the virtue of every surah in the Quran, which is mentioned in all the books. However, Babanzadeh, while preparing the summary of Buhari, Tajrid al-Sari, reports that Shaykh Sadettin Effendi explains these in the first volume. He points out that the claim about this individual should be investigated. Following his suggestion, they research and find that this information does not appear in sources before Al-Hakim al-Nishapuri's teacher, emerging only afterward. Kamil Miras, who continued the commentary after Babanzadeh, conducts a similar investigation, both documented in Tajrid al-Sari's first volume. Then I told Dr. Recep Gürkan Göktaş, revisit this topic in light of the sources, and he did. He reached roughly the same conclusion, suggesting that the claim about Nuh bin Abi Maryam might not be true. Therefore, not everything written in Jarh wa Ta'dil or Tabakat books is necessarily accurate. For instance, someone is labeled as kezab, meaning liar. But based on what? What is the evidence? Or someone might say, this man is deviant. There are other issues as well. For example, if someone belongs to a specific sect, they might label everyone outside their sect. They might say, he is a Qadari. But why should being a Qadari be considered a crime? Or why should being a Mu'tazila or a Shia be considered a crime? They say, he might fabricate hadiths for his sect. But doesn't a Sunni fabricate hadiths as well? No sect can surpass the Sunnis when it comes to fabricating hadiths. Let me tell you this. In fabricating hadiths, no sect comes close to the Sunnis. Why? Because other sects usually fabricate hadiths within the context of their own framework, whether it's a theological or political sect. But are all those who fabricated hadiths about the virtues of Quranic surahs Shia? Most of them are what we call qusas, public preachers, who aim to stir up emotions among the masses by sharing unheard of stories. There are thousands of such individuals. The virtues of cities, countries, races, languages, acts of worship, these are generally fabrications not tied to any sect, but rather created by the popular masses. And I repeat, if you examine the literature on fabricated hadiths, sects outside Ahl al-Sunnah appear far more innocent in comparison. The primary actors in fabricating hadiths are, in fact, the backbone or core of what we call the Sunni world. They fabricated hadiths on many topics, including sectarian matters. For instance, from my nation, there will emerge a man named Muhammad ibn Idris. He will be more harmful to my nation than Satan. Now, did the Shia fabricate this? No, clearly. This was fabricated by someone who disliked the Shafi'is, most likely a Hanafi, or another rival sect to the Shafi'is. And do you think the Hanafis, or even the Malikis, stayed silent? Would the Hanafis or Malikis stay silent? For example, they say, the scholar of Medina will fill the earth with knowledge, referring to Imam Malik. But the Hanafis don't remain silent either. If religion were at the Pleiades, a man from the Persians would retrieve it. Everyone has fabricated hadiths to serve their sectarian interests. The Hanafis, Shafi'is, Malikis, Hanbalis, and Sufis. In fact, when it comes to fabricating hadiths, no one can surpass the Sufis.